this jungle, but he's not good at it yet.
Imagine you're on your deathbed, and standing around your deathbed are the ghosts representing your unfulfilled...
Not want their belief systems to be challenged. They want to hear things that pump them forward because they think that that gets them approval and safety. Surely the mental prisons that you're initially fed that stifle you down, and then now you are the jailer. You are your own worst enemy. These guys that are like, I don't agree, it's ever good, ghosts are the best. He literally is his own jailer now. He is hurting himself now. It's so crazy. Most people, however, have a very groupthink strategy. The problem with a groupthink strategy is that you have the sheep and the wolves. The wolves eat the sheep. Everybody is willing to pay to be told what to think and what to do. Basically, the wolves are people that are not mentally lazy. If you want to be a wolf in life, you have to be okay with a high degree of uncertainty, ambiguity.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
Realize that you are in a cultural hypnosis. So the biggest thing that I've realized over the past year, I'd say, because I like to share my biggest epiphanies when I come to Summit of the Year, is the severity of mass cultural hypnosis. It is a lot more severe than I ever really understood. We're all influenced by our social environment. We are not isolated little fucking islands. We are permeable membranes. So what I realized over time, you have to be very controlling of what you choose to let into your headspace, okay? Massively controlling. You have to be aware of what's getting in. Don't let in shit that you have thought through and
like
you
that
don't
dance,
want to
huh?
let in. Okay? So, if you want to move ahead in the world, you have to really pull yourself out of easy thinking. Don't look for the easy truths. Some truths are easy. Keep things simple, but never simpler than they actually are. Make it as simple as it can be, but don't make it simpler than it actually is. You have to choose your influences very carefully and choose what am I putting into myself very carefully. Then what you have to do is you have to have a very strong personal boundary of anything that's not moving you in that direction. But to do this, I think, to make it practical and to pull it off, you have to have a reason why you're doing it. There has to be something that motivates you to do that. With increased purpose, it's like your gravity increases and it increases your personal boundaries. Most people's behavior day to day, if you think about it, is coping behavior. They're just trying to cope. They don't feel great, and they're just trying to fucking cope. Assume failure. Assume that you will be a failure. Assume that failure is the default unless you fix it. You have to be on top of your shit. Every minute that goes by, if you're on a life mission, you're going by, it's not happening, you're losing time. This is not up for debate. You're losing time. If you use the time better, you could have done more. If you use the time less, you could do less. Think of a mission. Think of the fucking higher universal values that you would have to embody to accomplish it, and just spend your time moving in that direction. Think bigger thoughts. What I realized what was satisfying to me was finding higher values and the struggle and journey of embodying those values. That's where I really found happiness.
It's cold out there.
Dude, you gotta come up here. You gotta come up here. Where's this ward? See this right here? You see that right there? This ward right here? I think he's here.
The spectacular talent and potential that's never ending. And most people never live up to that. Understand that what has been given to you has been
This bottom doesn't understand.
Specifically for a reason. You're something special. Cheat yourself out of that by living as an actual body.
Bottom is like fucking full retard. Oh,
That's right.
what are you doing, Clan?
Experience some struggle, some pain, some hardships. But it's not about that. Because these things, whether you believe it or not, happen to everyone. But it's the way that you respond to these things that really makes you stand out. That's what makes a difference. You will never be able to control everyone and everything around you. You can't always choose what happens, but you can choose what you're going to do about it. That's fully and entirely up to you. Most people don't have this. If you want things to go your way, take full responsibility. Because that means you have the power to change it. It's up to you to make a difference. The power is in your hands. Now think about that for a second. That's all the power you need, the ability to impact and change anything. It's up to you. What gives your life meaning? What gives it purpose? What drives you? The voices in your head telling you that you are not good enough, that you can't make it happen, as well as maybe even the people around you saying those things. It has to stop, it has to end. That's not good enough. That's not good enough. You have to do better than that. You have to step up to power. Make a statement to the universe. I am confident. I am confident. I not only can, but I will make it happen. You can claim your own power. Nobody else can do that. You're designing your own future right now. You're crafting, you're creating right now. You're making your own experience. There are some abilities, some talent.
Wow, he bought a pink. What the fuck? I thought they were doing better, but they're not.
Fighting change is a losing battle. Freedom is happiness when found in flexibility, ease, and what you do. And obviously, I can't stress it. So I want to start off by bringing your attention to a natural human trait, and that is that we love comfort. Human beings are creatures of habit. We love comfort, stability, things remaining the same, temperature, relax. We're super isolation. We love that, and we love it too much. But what the fuck's wrong with loving comfort
Oh
too
man,
much?
that Zerad lived.
Therein lies the problem and the source of a lot of frustration and unhappiness for a lot of people. Now, why is that? You need things like discomfort, unpredictability, things to be changing in order to grow and become more anti-fragile of a person. The main reason is simply the fact that in this world, nothing is stable. Okay, everything is constantly changing. And that's the natural course of life. As human beings, we're creatures of habit. We like comfort. We like, things to remain the same. We really like change. We like anything that's, chaotic or, the unknown.
We don't know where Fizz is.
Fizz is life situation now. Okay, like just really think of it, like where you are in life, and you go back a year or two. I doubt that it is very different. Okay, unless you've already been taking tons of action. It's probably the same. Okay, we're very similar. It's like you might have a new, promotion. You might be a little ahead, say you're going to university or something. But you're probably the same person.
I think my red is
water.
much.
And
I
it's
don't
just
want to
going to
do
keep
it.
going that way. Okay, it's not going to get better. And what I want to address today are a series of excuses that I hear all the time. I'm not in the mood. I just don't feel like it. I don't have the energy. You know, I'm tired. I'm just tired. You know what, I think I need to read more theory about this, you know, before kind of like mastering this, you know, achieving success. And all these excuses here, you know, are just blaming the current circumstances. You know, it's like, I would do it, but the current circumstances really don't allow it, so it's not really my fault, it's just that, you know, the circumstances suck, okay? And this frame of mind here, okay, this is what you truly believe, and you're just blaming the circumstances, is going to hold you back, and ultimately, trust me when you're going to say this, you will never achieve any fucking type of success. So there are a couple things you need to realize, you know, when it comes to your circumstances. The first one is that your circumstances are rarely going to get any better. Okay, and this is very important to understand. It's not going to get better, okay? And in reality, it's often going to get worse. Okay, if your excuse is, you know what, I'm a little tired, getting older, it's not going to get better. You're going to get even more tired, okay? If you don't have time now, the older you get, the more responsibility you're taking on, you're going to have a lot less time too. So remember this, circumstances rarely get any better. And
fuck, that ward again. So troll.
And a lot of these excuses as well, realize that it's the other way around. Okay, like if you're waiting to feel motivated, and you're like, you know what, I'm just not in the mood, and I'm gonna wait till I feel in the mood, you know, to take action, realize that that there is rarely going to happen, since this here is a new skill set. You're not really gonna get motivated. Why? Because as we discussed before, you're used to your little routine. This here is something new, something that creates a little bit more chaos. Your emotions aren't going to be like, you know what, I didn't feel motivated. Some chaos is just my emotions are just mine is not there yet. Okay? That there is normal. So it's the other way around. So don't really feel motivated. Just force yourself to take on this new habit. You're going out, taking it. And by doing that, okay, it's going to start feeling a little bit more comfortable, and the motivation is going to start, you know, coming after that. Okay, it's like you take action, the motivation comes. It's not, I'm waiting to feel motivated to take action. Don't depend on your circumstances. Don't wait for them to change or miraculously get better. Don't wait till you're in the mood. It's just basically start fucking now. Okay, start now, and all these things will ultimately just take care of themselves. Try to find a nice middle ground where instead of focusing all your energy on maintaining things, you know, as they are, focusing instead on navigating through that change in a way that's beneficial to you. Remember, indirect control, you know, focus on the bigger picture. In fighting change is a losing battle. Freedom and happiness are found in the flexibility and ease with which we move through change. Work on it.
Jesse knows the way.
That any of us have dreams that were not given to us for the purpose of accomplishing those particular dreams.
If you feel you have something to give, if you feel that your particular talent is worth developing, is worth caring for, then there's nothing you can't achieve.
So I applaud you for your dreaming, for your running toward your dream. I applaud you for believing in yourself, because that's what life is about. Stretching and challenging, looking for ways that you can begin to improve yourself. Not only is it possible for you to have your dream, but it's necessary. It's necessary that you go for what is yours in the universe. Logical, practical thinking says you can't do it today. But if you want to produce,
Fizz is like scared to come out and fight. He doesn't come out and fight a lot. No, because he doesn't play a lot of Fizz.
You've got to be an unreasonable person.
When you grow up, you tend to get told that the world is the way it is. Your life is just to live your life inside the world, try not to bash into the walls too much. That's a very limited life. Life can be much broader once you discover one simple fact. Everything around you that you call life is made up of learn that, you'll never be the same again.
It's hard. Why do people do it? Why do they do it? People who climb mountains. Why would a Nelson Mandela give up 26 years of his life? Why do people do that? Even though it's hard, it's worth it. It's worth it. The people who go after this stuff, what makes it worth it? It's got to be your passion. You got to love it. It's got to be what you are supposed to do. You do what it is you're supposed to. You're supposed to build something. You're supposed to create something. I don't know how to do it. Let me share something with you. History is being read, but it's also being written by people with imagination. Don't stop! Don't stop! Don't stop running toward your dream!
Does she have a sight stone? How come her sight stone says it's empty?
Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate.
Why does it say it's empty and she just came back from
Our
base?
deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure.
Is it
It's
empty?
our light, not our darkness that moves.
Oh no, it's not empty. It just didn't refresh until right there.
Man is the master, the molder of character, the maker, shaper, condition, environment, and destiny.
Most men fail, not from lack of education, greed, or self-harm, but from lack of dogged determination. Darkness.
Situations, even dramatic situations like bankruptcy, divorce, death, and economic recession, can actually cause a feeling of any kind until the brain interprets and creates a story about said situation. Sadness, depression, frustration, upset, and anxiety can only be produced by seeing a situation and then producing an interpretation of it, and then believing that interpretation. Therefore, you and I can only be overwhelmed by our thoughts about something, never the thing itself.
Usually, what we most fear doing is what we most need to do. That phone call, that conversation, whatever the action might be, it is fear of unknown outcomes that prevents us from doing what we need to do. Define the worst case, accept it, and do it. I'll repeat something you might consider tattooing on your forehead. What we fear doing most is usually what we most need to do.
Get lucky. I make my own luck.
Every journey ends, but we go on. Turns to eternity. Plans disappear. Dreams take over.
Here's the big challenge of life. You can have more than you've got because you can become more than you are. And of course, the other side of the coin reads, unless you change how you are, you'll always have what you got. Success is something you attract, not something you pursue. Success is looking for a good place to stay. So instead of going after it, you work on yourself. Personal development.
See, one of the challenges that we have in our lives is we don't realize that the process of training ourselves, the process of conditioning ourselves, actually feels incredible once you get that initial momentum. If you want lasting change, you've got to give up this idea of trying something. You got to decide you're going to commit to mastery. See, most people don't get out in the arena of life because they don't want to fight. Most people don't get out there because they don't want to get knocked down. They don't want to be dropped to their knees. But see, you're going to be dropped whether you're on the field or whether or not you're sitting on the sidelines. You're going to be dropped. Get knocked down so you can learn how to fight, so you can hold your position.
The last 6,000 years reads like this: opportunity mixed with difficulty. That's how it reads. It isn't going to change. You must learn to handle the nights. They come right after days. You must learn to handle difficulty. It comes right after opportunity. You must learn to handle recession. They always follow progression. Don't wish it was easier. Wish you were better.
Exactly what we want to know, and he knows how to do it.
Your reasons will drive you. When you have doubt, when your faith becomes weak, your reasons will fortify your faith. When you have an inner conversation, say, no, don't do that. Your reasons will become your rod and your staff to comfort you, to take you through those challenging moments.
Why did MF come here?
If you don't develop the courage to do
Typical ADC. No clue how to play the game.
people will convince you that what you're doing doesn't have any value, and you'll give up on your dream. We go through life trying to seek security and not coming outside of our comfort zone, and we take most of our stuff with us to the grave. In life, you're either here today and you're gone today. And I'm saying that the fact that you're still here, that you're still breathing, you've got more work. And you owe it to yourself. You owe it to yourself. So when you get up in the morning, that you can look yourself in the face and say, hey, I'm living my life on my terms. See, if you don't decide to act on your dream, if you don't decide to make a decision to live your life, if you don't decide to step into your fears, if you don't decide to say yes to your life, we spread ourselves too thin. And we find ourselves doing all kinds of things. And then there goes a second. There goes another second. There goes another second. And we can't stop and hold time. And before you know it, you wake up one day and you're behind in your dreams and your bills. Ask your question. How much time do you have left? How much time do you have left? Decide that you're going to take some time to work on you, that you deserve that from yourself, that your life deserves. It's very important. You owe that to yourself. One idea can change your life. One idea can turn your life around. And as you convince you, as you sell yourself, every day, something happens for you. It will enable you to transcend yourself. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, do it with everything that you have.
MF, like, did she not use the ult that fight? Oh, it's because she was doing the Baron thing, right? It makes sense then.
If there's something that
No
you
one's
want
pushing
and
top.
you're hungry for it,
We
you
got
got
Baron.
to do whatever is necessary until. And when you give the best you can and that's not enough, you must do what is required. When you're hungry, you don't care about the facts. You don't care about the odds. When you step into your fears and continue to push yourself to go on, you begin to see things that have been standing there looking you in the face and I can't believe this has been there all this time.
It's supposed to be difficult. If it wasn't difficult, then there'd be no growth. There would be no resistance. There'd be nothing to force you to grow. And that's why I say the most important reason, the most important thing, the most important gift that you receive by taking action, it's you growing stronger and becoming a stronger version of yourself through the challenges, through the resistance, and because it's hard.
And don't give up on yourself.
Man, that flamethrower, really? That reached that far?
Many people give up on the 1 yard line.
I want you to face your life, every mistake you make, every setback you get, right? Every obstacle that you don't overcome, every barrier you can't climb. I don't want you to give up, but I want you to fail forward. Every mistake you make has to be another stepping stone, another building block.
And you've got to learn how to tune out the critics outside and the critics inside. And since I'm going to do this, I'm going to harness my will. And I'm not going to let anything stop. I deserve this. See, the last chapter to your life has not been written yet. It doesn't matter about what happened yesterday.
We need that hink. You should just throw it down.
We don't surrender. We don't quit. We see differently. Our perspectives are different. And because our perspectives are different, our outcomes are different. Our rewards are different.
Fizz is top.
Learning is only there when you're in a situation that is super stressful. So I have to put myself in a situation where the fact that I learned is good. I stress is good. The reflex that I always have is the moment I feel resistance, where I'm like coming up with excuses. I know I have to do it. It's a rule of mine. The moment I feel that resistance, the rule kicks in, max damage resistance, I gotta do it. And if I hesitate, even more reason to do it. Even if I fuck it up, I learn a lot more because it's a high-pressure situation. And even if I don't feel ready, I remember I didn't feel ready at first either, but I still made it. I'm alive. I'm alive. It's all still there. My heart's still pumping. I'm not dead. Don't think yourself like, oh, when I lose, I'm less of a man. No. Is how you deal with it, how you cope with it. It is your attitude towards that. Because it's basically just your body telling you this is a situation. So it's about the attitude that you have. You can get to the fucking top. You have to get up. You have to get up. Fall down 7 times. Get up. Fall 8 times. Get up.
Do I have enough for this?
You have to trust yourself and you have to trust the process that no matter what crisis is going to be thrown at you, have the knowledge that at first you will be overwhelmed and you think you can't do it, but also have the trust kick in, okay, I've dealt with other crises before, no reason why I couldn't deal with that crisis.
Does he need blues? I don't know.
So, first of all, the thing about crisis is you never feel ready for one. Otherwise it would be a crisis. You never feel ready. You always think like that's the worst crisis I've ever been in, but you will grow into that. You will grow into that role of crisis. There's a lot of shit you have to do. And the more crisis you find yourself in, the more you can trust the next. Trusting yourself. The thing is, you have to accept it. There's 2 ways how to deal with a crisis. You either accept it because you can't change it, or you can change it and then
Maybe we should fight there.
You can't change. Accept that pain fully. Like this is
I'm highest level on the team.
Soak the pain up and walk into the pain. Keep walking until there is no more. Every crisis is something good. It just gives you the opportunity to grow out of that and to trust yourself.
So I know it's hard and I know you keep the results that you had before, but as long as you trust the process and keep going, you will eventually overcome it. Even though you might not see the results yet, even though you might not be manifesting the results, the learning process is there. You pick up a little nuance, you will end up in you getting better. Okay? It's running an analogy. Don't stop. Keep going. Pat yourself on the shoulder. Awesome. Start comparing yourself. Shift your focus from comparing to results to comparing the learning process. Am I learning? You gotta keep going. Don't fucking stop. Don't fucking stop doing it. Dude, you have to step your shit up. You have to be active now instead of bursting your energy of anger just out there uncontrollably. You gotta collect that anger together, one very focused on the way onto something positive. Okay. Anger is not something bad. Anger is something
I don't think we're getting anything, huh?
Use it as leverage. I'm angry at myself because, again, I'm frustrated. I can't get myself out of the situation. This has to stop now. I'm going to study even harder. I'm going to run even faster. I'm going to try even harder to get that girl. I'm going to use it as leverage because my anger is energy, and that energy can be used for something useful. Don't interpret a stressful situation as something you have to get out of yourself. No. See it as a positive challenge that you can overcome eventually. It goes along with the notion of trusting in yourself, trusting in your capabilities, and that is what you should do. Okay, anger is something good. Use it as leverage and use it for something purposeful. Bundle it up together and rock it.
Not, then you'll wake up
1600.
Yeah, exactly. So life is worldwide battle. Right now, you're past
What the fuck was that damage? Oh, it's Twitch.
Nothing, dude. And you'll either be a pimp, choke.
Yeah, gotta get this.
Dude, anything that of real significance takes.
God, that Twitch is shredding me. I don't have a lot of armor, huh? Kinda do. Not really.
Just go by fast, get what you want, actually go fast. Our minds are filled with, again, contrasting ourselves with people, comparing ourselves, rather than getting into a shouldn't be thinking people are thinking too fucking much. Or they're comparing themselves to other people. As if by comparing yourself to that, what does it matter? Mentally, there's mentally fucking people, Tony Robbins, people major in minor things. Turn off the fuck. It's a god news and shit. What? Oh, any of that shit. Dude, like, you have to train your mind to be like, okay, new task. Look at the task. Focus on it. I work fucking hard, dude. Everybody that I see working is, in my mind, fucking pussies. Holy shit! People don't work, dude. It's so crazy how little people work. People go to work for 8 hours. It's like 2 hours. What are they doing? I watch people work. I'm like, what is he doing? Why is he here? Go run in the field, motherfucker. Don't just sit here. Go run, play. Don't sit here in this weird gray zone between working and not working. What are you doing? I'm self-hypnotized for two things: hard fucking work and being fucking funny. So because of that, work ethic is built, right? So it's like an endurance. So the thing is, like, you build that up. That's why, like, I love you guys. I'm getting sad, man. Oh shit! I'm like, no, you're a pussy. You want to keep being a pussy,
fuck.
And then have money. People don't fucking work. They have no work ethic. I never meet anybody with fucking work ethic. Rarely. When I do, I'm like, yo, high five, dude. And then we're like instantly friends. Because almost nobody has a work ethic. It's so crazy. I'm having as much fun working as I do fucking around. especially then, there's no difference. I don't care if I'm working, if I'm having fun. Recreation is overrated. People think you need to be having recreation to have fun. You don't. I can't have fun working? Why not? It's your attitude towards it. Now, sometimes work can become, I get that, it can be soul-sucking. But in general, it's mental strength. You choose to have fun. Because you have no mental muscle that chooses to have fun at that point. It's like, what could be possible after this? Start thinking like that. Like, what could I look like in 10 years? What could I look like in 20 years? What could I look like in 30 years? You're 20. You should be thinking, what could you look like in 30 years? What could your life look like? And I realized that I need to stop myself. I need to stop myself. I need to. And I'm very careful. Very, very selective about what people I allow around myself. People are acting up. You gotta do it, man. The Iron Gate, baby. Personal boundaries. Shut. The Iron Gate. Personal boundaries, any bullshit, shut. And as you grow, you'll have to do that to more and more things. Growing is about saying no to more and more things. You say no to bullshit, tabloid things. You say no to friends that are negative. You say no to procrastination. You say no to approaching anxiety with a woman. You say no to holding yourself. You say fucking no.
Until you make it happen, because you know that it's possible. Now, what do you do during the hard times, Les? Here's what you must do. Number one is, you must have faith.
Hey, Jenna.
Paul said you must have the faith to call forth those things that be not, as though they were. Judge not according to appearances. Don't judge your circumstances and the possibilities for your future based upon what you have now and because of what's going on now. No. That's not the real reality there. What you're going through some hard times. It has not come to stay. It has come to pass. It's all right. Now, second thing is, repeat this after me. Something you should affirm to yourself every day. Repeat this, please. No matter how bad it is, or how bad it gets, I'm going to make it. I used to say to myself, when I would get up in the Penobscot building and I had to go into the bathroom and bathe in the bathroom sink, I had written on the mirror that I put up the disgrace of my head. No matter how bad it is or how bad it gets, I'm going to make it. So you got to have faith, you talk to yourself, you say that affirmation. The next step is you must have patience and engage in.
Good game. Very well played by me. Real well played by my team too. Sucks that we have like a shitty team comp, but we made it work.